All right, here we are. The results aren't coming. Something needs to change. It needs to be drastic. It needs to be quick. Uh, Obviously, today's refereeing had a big impact on the game, but surely that can't be the excuse this time around. Something needs to change. What is it?
Yeah, decisions were made, and we have to respect the refs' decisions. But to be honest, it's more us. We're kicking ourselves in the foot, or we're kick, it's the mistakes that we're making, right? Those are the things that are unprofessional of us to do, and we have to eliminate those mistakes, especially going on the road, especially with this tough stretch coming up. Um, and use our energy in different ways, right? We used our energy in the wrong way today, and as a result, we ended the game with 9 players.
Brian mentioned, we talked about this last week about the reaction to João Paulo getting kind of fouled hard last week, and he mentioned how Steph got kind of bowled into this one and didn't feel like anyone really stepped up there either. Is that a sign of anything, or like how would you speak to that?
Yeah, I think there's again, we talked about the energy and using it in the right way, and yeah, that's something that we definitely need to bring back, right? It's something that guys like Ozzy, guys like Gustav, guys like Zhao bring to the team, right? That we talk about that funny clip of Nico and myself in the playoffs. We talk about me getting in Blanco's face. Those are things that obviously we can do, but we have to do it in a controlled manner for sure. But we have to have each other's backs, right? This is going to be the hardest stretch of the season. A lot of games to play, a lot of games on the road. We're going to need bodies, and so we got to have each other's back going into these next couple games.
I know you can't blame the refs, but what did you see on the Jackson Reagan red card?
Yeah, look, it's an accident, right? We don't think Jackson tried to do anything malicious. He's stepping into, he's doing a routine, step and check, and sometimes you step on players on accidents, and I think that was an accident. I think Alex as well. To be honest, there's an angle that I was right behind Alex, and he's trying to play the ball, to be honest, and I don't think there was foul play in his intent, right? But things happen. Ahmed does a really good job of covering the ball, and it looks like a really bad tackle, right? But this is part of the sport, right? We try to make plays, and unfortunately, sometimes these plays don't go our way. But we can't, have our studs up, right? We can't have those moments happen because we're down a guy, we're down 2 guys, and we're just chasing the game, and it's an uphill battle from then.
What do you have to do to keep this stretch of games from allowing the season to sort of get away from you?
Yeah, this next month is going to be probably the most important month of the season, right? It could go one way or the other, right? In a way, and so we're going to need bodies, right? Number one, we're going to need our depth. We have to rely on every single player on the roster. We got to play a little smarter. I don't think we've made great decisions in the first, in the first part of the season. We have to turn the page to the next chapter and dig deep. These are things that are hard to talk about because I think we've had such a good attitude in training, and we had a pretty good preseason, and I felt like we were going to have a really good season. But now this is the part of the season where we get to see what we're made of. We get to see what players emerge and who becomes a leader and who follows that leader, right? And so this is a really important part of our season, and we need to dig deep.
Are you seeing signs of dissension, of guys turning on each other or turning on coaches or whatnot?
No, not at all. Honestly, I'm telling you, trainings has been really good. obviously we haven't scored. The quality hasn't been there all season. But trainings have been incredible. You know, we've taken another level in trainings, and I felt like we've added another layer to the culture, but it's just not translating. And maybe we have to switch things up tactically, of course, show a little bit more grit, energy in different parts of the game, but we're grinding. It's just not going our way.
How must the team
Last
regroup
couple in English
going
for
into
Christian,
this
guys.
away stretch of games? And how does the team need to reorganize, have each other's backs going into this most important month of the season, in your view?
Yeah, when we talk about digging deep, right, we think defensively. That's the first thing that you think defensively, right? And to be honest, our biggest fault has been offensively. And so trying to find that right balance of digging deep, getting numbers in the box, running for each other, running off the ball, and then as well as when things don't go right offensively, how can we get numbers behind the ball? Being on the road, it's going to be tough. You're going to be under it, and so you're going to need guys that are sacrificing everything on the field. So we'll see what everybody's made of these next couple weeks, because it's going to be probably most important stretch of the season.
How do you
Last one in English, guys.
How do you mentally move forward from this? What do the next 48 hours look like for you personally?
Get your body right, number one. Number two, get your mind right. Things aren't going your way. How can you come into the facility with a great attitude to come and train when things aren't going your way? How can I help our team? How can I be a leader? It's the little things at this point that are obviously it seems so drastic, but we're losing games by little mistakes that we can correct and we need to correct. And so I think that's the attitude going forward.